Okay, so now I'm being joined by Jay and Simon from Kubrick. Guys, thank you for joining me today. Looking forward to our chat.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Looking forward to it too.
Amazing.
The pleasure's all ours.
So, the talk that you guys are doing on Kubrick today is going to be talking about going from this talent pool to a talent ocean, which I think is a great concept, but I'm curious what that actually means. So, let's digest that a little bit further.
Yeah, so what we mean by that is probably the essence of why we set Kubrick up. So Kubrick exists to help solve what we see as a UK digital skills emergency. And I think everyone talks about talent pools, but at the moment, this emergency is affecting society, industry, organisations throughout, and it's getting worse, it's accelerating.
Yeah.
So Kubrick solves this by creating its own workforce. And we do that in different data practices, but we do that by getting people that wouldn't traditionally go into a data career. So people from computer science backgrounds, that we don't feel that's additive to the industry. So we take people from lots of different types of backgrounds, lots of diversity of thought, people from diverse backgrounds, and we're trying to create that talent pool to turn it into a talent ocean.
Yeah, excellent. No, I think that's a good approach to kind of have. Jay, anything that you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think there's also two ways of thinking about it, about how we help people into the industry at the start of their careers, and that's our sort of how we work with our junior professionals. But something Simon and I would keep discussing is how do we help upskill people in the data world, the AI and cloud technologies, because there's a huge ecosystem out there and the transformation is occurring at such a pace that we think the real hidden threat is that actually we have a lot of people that don't have the skills that's going to help our country transform in the way that we need to.
Yeah, definitely, because there's an element that you guys sent through where, as you were saying, you're not just training people who have a data background, you're pulling them from everywhere. So how does that work from them upskilling the skills that they already have, which might not be data focused?
Yeah, so we're looking for people really, we think it's about passion, curiosity, an analytical mindset. If you have those three components, then Kubrick can do the rest. Yeah. And that's really important. And it doesn't necessarily have to be from Kubrick, but one of the things that we've seen, it's very hard for organisations to be able to take that plunge because it takes a lot of training. And one of the things that we've been reading recently is actually training spend internally has been dropping. So it's making it even more problematic. And then you're taking those people from those backgrounds that aren't necessarily computer science. They could, we've got people from biochemistry, maths, physics, all type, history, English lit, absolutely. So it's really important because also another thing is having homogenous data teams is a really dangerous thing because it's an inherent bias that you'll have coming through. So we try to make sure that we can provide diversity because that's really important. We've got to change the face of the data industry. And I think things like Alteryx and having tools such as Alteryx in the hands of people actually does democratize data, and it also allows a number of people to come in and I suppose it builds that confidence because they're able to get quick results. They're able to see with low code environments that they can actually get something out of the data that maybe they wouldn't have been able to do 5 or 6 years ago.
Absolutely. I think just to add to that as well, the thing that we found is the tools and the softwares that we have can be shiny, they can be fantastic, but people are still utterly critical because it's people, it's business literacy, it's data literacy, it's how we change the culture from within quite sometimes big archaic companies and ensure that they have a passion, an understanding, a literacy, and are able to use data in terms of business insights. And it's that cultural piece which is also really important.
Yeah, the cultural element, as you say, is the backbone of any success that you're going to see coming forward. So when we're kind of talking about how organizations are struggling with this, what challenges are they facing when they're wanting to bring in, say, data analysts and bring people up to speed from that perspective?
Well, I thought it was really interesting, the research that we read that Alteryx did, in terms of the amount of people that think they have the right data skills in an organization, but don't. Yeah. So you've potentially got people that are either employing people or training people, and they haven't got the right skill set already. So that is exacerbating the problem because they don't know what they don't know. So I thought that was really interesting from the research that we read.
And to add to that, I think when we talk about skill sets and softwares and tools, we're always talking about a static moment in time. I think it's the whole industry is transforming at such pace that actually what we also need is a culture of always upskilling and always learning. And having that skill set that Simon and Tim, when they set up Kubrick, was so nuanced about thinking about how to talent spot in there, that we know we're creating sort of learners forever, and people that will always embrace the new technologies and the challenges that it brings, but also the opportunities that it also comes alongside.
It's a really good point, isn't it? Actually, when we first started up, so we started in data engineering. 2016, it was all about big data. You know, obviously we're in big data London now, but everyone was uttering the words big data for everything. There was Hadoop. You know, we were dealing with Cloudera and things like that, and now you fast forward to our 24th, 25th data engineering group a few years later, and it's probably been a 60% difference in the skills that we train our people now.
Yeah.
That's a seismic shift. So organisations do have to have that culture of continuously upskilling. You know, working with our partners such as Alteryx to understand what are the new changes, what do they need to keep abreast of.
Yeah. Exactly. It's an industry that you can't just rest on your laurels from the knowledge that you had 5, 10, or even 2 years ago at this point.
Right.
So you just got to keep going and going and going. So Jay, Simon, thank you both for talking to me. It's been great chatting with you, and good luck with the rest of the event.
Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Cheers.
guys.
Thanks.